We're live.
Woo! We are now live. What's up, everybody? It's Wednesday.
So people are probably rolling in right now from a premiere that just happened because we got a special guest coming on tonight, guys. Excited about that?
I'm very excited about tonight's show, everybody. Make sure you hit that like button and let us know where you're tuning in from tonight. What's burning?
What's burning? Legends in the house tonight. It's going to be a good one, guys. We got some fun giveaways and more.
Yeah, we got some cool community highlights. And you guys, the legends are here. Do Grow Show.
Let's get the show started. Let's get her going. We're a few minutes late here. Let's get her going. Bring us right in here, Neil. Let's see who we got in the chat, who we got going on here. We got some people in here. Dakota, put your hands up right now. Put your hands up. You guys have a chance to win one of these tonight. You have a chance to win a BPD gun. We got an interview with a really cool YouTube channel that's been around for over a decade. What else do we got going on, Hev?
Well, we got some awesome community highlights and some cool giveaways. So we're going to be giving away, what did you just have in your hand?
BPD gun. Pew, pew.
Yeah.
Pew, pew.
You made a little rhyme before we went live. Can you redo?
I can't remember it. To be honest with you, that stuff just comes off the dome right to the gun, man. But you're going to have a chance to win one of these tonight, guys, so stay tuned. We're going to do that at the end of the show. Well, we got some guests backstage, man. These guys have been helping out the cannabis community, sending tips, results, cups. They've been doing it for over a decade.
Mm-hmm.
An American fella, Canadian fella. Without further ado, let's just bring the guest on. Dude Grows, welcome to the show. How you making out, guys?
I'm doing great, man. We're laughing our ass off here. And Canadian fella.
I still consider myself an American visiting, even though I've been there since 2018, but I'll take it.
That hair says Canada,
I'm
man.
universal. I live in the world.
Hey, man, I'm full-blown Canada, so when I knew a Canadian was coming on, I had to mention it, man. We have to get both, right? We got to get a little bit of both here.
That's awesome. Well, thanks for the invite, everybody. And
Yes.
Shout out to Sydney. Sydney got us all hooked up, and man, she's cool. That girl is good at what she does, man. So shout out to you, girl.
Yeah, it's great to have you guys on the show, and we wanted to kind of start it off with just kind of saying thanks for you guys coming on. You guys been doing this for over a decade, and there are some new faces in here, so let's just do a little introduction, run through who you guys are, how long you've been doing it, what really you guys are doing over there on your channel, and what they can expect, and then we'll dive into a little podcast style chat here, and we'll do some round table chats. Go ahead.
Talk some grow. Like it.
Hey, man, I tell you, I can tell you what happened, man. About 10 years ago, the dude started a podcast where he was helping people grow, and he got to episode 1, and I listened to it, and I was like, can I be on? From episode 2, about 10 years ago, we have been, I will say, helping people grow, and with caveat is through listening to all our community. We built a community. Yeah.
It's been helping people grow and them helping us grow. Doing the podcast and being in this community, sometimes people will come up and just be like, man, you weren't right about that. I'm like, great. We like to learn in public.
Yeah.
Let's do this. Let's talk about it so everybody can learn.
Y'all probably know because y'all do your own content. You do have to check your ego at the door. If not, you're in for a heck of a disappointment, you know.
100%, man. I couldn't agree more. I mean, hi again. You guys been doing this for a while. Dakota, you guys been doing this for a while. I came up watching you guys. I remember you guys putting out educational content for a long time, man. So you guys too. I mean, Dakota, you mentioned it earlier. Excited about this show, man. I mean, excited to meet these guys and kind of get an insight on what they got going on. So
long overdue.
Do you mind if real quick? I'm so sorry, but I got to shout out to superstar producer Grambo over there. He is a huge asset to us. And we had a producer, our buddy Grow Guru was with us for years. He helped us make it a video show. And then he did good enough where he just decided he was going to go fish.
I must admit, it's always a little bit awkward when I'm producing someone else's podcast. I'm like, all right, cut to Scott. We got Scott, dude, ready? Rambo.
Yeah.
Rambo's the grill.
Yeah.
Guy stepped in and saved the day, and happens to be a damn knowledgeable grower. Man. So shout out to you.
15
Rambo,
years,
jump in anytime you want.
15 years growing myself.
Yes.
Oh, that's
Man,
yeah.
It's sick. You know, definitely long overdue in the sense of us being able to hang out here, get some cool info and some questions out in front of the community. But for this setup, I've seen some behind the scenes videos of you guys. Like, where are you guys right now? I can't tell if you're digitally in different places or all together in the same studio.
I'm here. I'm
Yeah,
visiting.
paint the picture for us.
I'm in studio. Like I said, I literally got to have my FaceTime with the team here. You know, being usually Grambo's, you know, running the board, putting us together. Back in the day, Grow Guru, he'd go through a whole lot of trouble green screening us together to make us see him.
Yes.
There's been so many variations of this show. We did the 3-hour-long Rogan format before. We've done all kinds of goofy stuff. Scotty's actually bought a used claw machine for a dab and darts game. There's been many things going on, but keep it fresh. Right now, we're both hanging out in the same studio, and we realize, as you guys probably have trouble with too, content creators or people speaking through video in different locations, it's not as easy as when, you know, you're in the same room. You know, I know that's one of I don't keep using it, but Rogan's policies is like, I got to talk to people. I got to see people. It really helped with the communication, the interruptions, whatever it is. I wish I could do it all the time, but
yeah, it is huge. I tell you though, man, it is amazing that we can still, dude moved to British Columbia, 6-7 years ago, and we can still have a great friendship. People make fun of, you know, they're like, oh, the internet and social media and all that stuff. I have amazing friends all over the world from social media and the interweb. So, and my phone. I talk to them on my phone.
I love this. It's like a real, like, we've got a real stoner setup over here. These guys are in a studio together. I see them passing joints around all the time over there, having a good time. Is this just a garage at your house? Is this
I would call this a full-blown pole barn here, man. 10 years ago, there was horses here, okay? And I'm the guy that looked at it and goes, bro, we can turn this into a grow. That used to be, remember, I don't know if you guys ever had that, but every place that I would look at some point in time in my life, I'd be like, bro, this would make a great grow, man.
100%, man. You start as kids going, I can make a Ford out of that. Then when you learn how to grow weed, you're like, shit, that's a grow room. I can put weed in there.
Lighter, man.
100%, man.
Right there.
So I didn't read the fine print. What's your guys' show smoking policy? Do you guys have a smoking policy?
Yeah.
They recently implemented it.
Implemented. No,
hey, we're all
no
playing this
smoking.
game. I get it. You want your content to get out. You don't want to be shadow banned. You want to be in the algorithm. So that's why I asked.
Yes.
Grambo works with me on it. He'll hide me.
Yeah.
Can I ask, how high do y'all get before you do your content? Because I get yelled at, not yelled at, but I'm not supposed to get high. I have a short form channel, Scotty Real 420. We do DGC Grow Talk short form, and our producer High C is like, shit, you smoked weed? We'll wait 4 hours until you can.
Why don't we just roll around? Let's roll around and give a 1 to 5 highness. Let's get the chat. You guys give us a 1 to 5 highness, and we'll roll around the table. I'm sitting at like a 3 right now. I'm sitting at the middle at about a 3. Go ahead, Dakota. Where are you at, bud?
Well, it's been a long day. Let's say quite a few doobies. So we've probably hit 5 a few times, sitting at a solid 4.2 right now.
4.2 at the moment. Go ahead, high again.
Go ahead, Evan.
Well, my baseline is like 7.
Bleed.
I could always be higher though.
Definitely at a 0 right now. Haven't smoked today.
Yeah.
A little under the weather, so.
I'm with it. I don't smoke when I'm sick either. Some people will smoke to feel better. Grambo's going to take me off camera so I can take my 2 or 3 up to a 7 or 8. That's the plan. I like the challenge. I like the live challenge sometimes. You got to be a little careful, but then I just lean back and say, we've been doing this. Let's go.
Are y'all wake and bakers for the most part? I am not. I try to save it so I get really high the first time, which I just did. So 4.8. First high of the day, man. Come on.
Heck yeah, that first rip always hits like that first coffee. I think it goes in phases. Definitely at this point in my life right now, definitely a good coffee and a wake and bake goes hand in hand. I think Joe is probably dabbing.
For me, man, it's become routine. I mean, I've got my little setup that kind of follows me everywheres, and you get a dab in the morning, a dab in the afternoon. It's almost like clockwork here, right? Like if you ever got in prison at my house, you're going to get 3 meals and 6 dabs a day, and we're gonna have a good day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The warden here is a nice dude, man. He's a nice dude.
Hey,
We
Dab's
get set up pretty good.
man. Dab's
I
a
find the morning dab really like for what we all do. I mean, you guys been doing this, I say for a decade. I think you guys been doing this since 2013, I believe. And maybe even longer than that. At first, I think maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. You guys be able to tell me, but I find that the creativeness that I get from a dab in the morning, or the energy I get from it, to kind of bring me up to a level where I'm rolling, I'm running, and I want to make content, I want to create content, or film the grow room, or up my pots and things like that. Are you guys using it in that method too?
Yeah, let's go visit somebody, man. I want that strain, bro.
I was just chatting with the team. Like, I love cold brew coffee and a joint or some weed. It's a habitual thing with either creating content, building a format, doing the show. It does enhance creativity. I really love the way caffeine and cannabis can dance together. Although I do say people have tried to put that into one product, and I'm not interested. I want my smoke, and then I want to wash it down with some nice caffeine, some fine cold. I'm a cold brew coffee guy because I say that it's always the right temperature.
Cold brew is a way to go, huh? I feel like not enough people know about cold brew.
I agree.
Cold water extraction to get that caffeine to the max. You know,
I'm gonna use that. I drink cold water extraction coffee.
There we go. Yeah, ice water tech coffee.
Getting heady with it.
So here it is, guys. Just throwing it on the screen right now. For those that don't subscribe yet, Dude Grow Show's been on for a minute. I know this is your second or third account now. I know it hasn't been easy.
You got to bring it up.
Tell us the story.
Yeah.
The story is that just like everybody else on you, not everybody else, but a lot of us creators, we woke up one day and our channel was gone.
At 90,000 subscribers at that time.
Yeah, all that work.
So we're gonna make sure we throw the link in the chat, guys. Let's make sure we build that back up. It is nice to see, like, you guys didn't take much of a break. You were still right back at it, hey, and with the community from the day the channel went down, pretty much, huh?
YouTube's a platform. It's one of a bunch of platforms. So just because YouTube takes our stuff down doesn't mean. I mean, we originally were a podcast, you know.
Right.
Theoretically, you should be able to listen to this and still, or listen to our show and still enjoy it.
Oh, and then also it's a love-hate relationship. It's like Scotty explained one time, like, hey, they're giving us a free TV channel to the world.
Show,
So, you know, don't be too upset. And all in all, if you really dig deep and try to understand their terms of service and talk with your account rep, you can navigate it. But thank God we got shout out to Grandma again, a producer that does the navigating for us, so you can focus your content creation and grow and help people grow.
It's great.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Go ahead, Evan. I know you guys are dying to ask some questions over there.
Is it just like daunting when that happens? You're just like, oh, all that work. Do you guys just re-release like stuff that you had saved? Like I imagine you guys save everything like a catalog, or does it just keep going with all new stuff every time?
I gotta tell you, was that 2 weeks before or 2 weeks after Guru?
It was my first 2 weeks. We had done 3 episodes. And the guys got deleted for linking to seeds. And so something that's 100% legal as far as that. But Guru, in between me and him, we got that third strike and no one noticed it. And we just started over. We had a meeting. We talked, do we quit? We're so demoralized. But we are lucky here to have an amazing team. Me, Scotty, Hisee, Banner,
hang on
Jay Maestro, JR Token.
Dude, the dude is instrumental. When there are things, he is one of the most positive and even-keeled people, probably the most that I know. So when something catastrophic happens, he's the friend to call and say, he's going to tell you, all right, everything's cool, man. So we'll just do it again. We'll just do it again. And that's what we did. Grambo, you stepped up, and we've had a great time the last 2 years. Hey, like it never happened.
Yes.
I think that really big shout out to your community too. You guys have a very unique community where you have advanced growers and new growers coming in, which I think is so cool. And they're very loyal. Like I see your guys' live shows. You guys bring a lot of growers back every single week. The premiere, even today, there's a lot of people in there watching. And you guys really go into the emails and stuff, and people can reach in. How do they reach in to get their questions on the show? How do they get involved? Because I think that's so cool about what you guys offer.
Real DGC. We just not too long ago, half a year, we were tired of restrictions on IG or other places and wanted to, quote, own the controls of our community. So with our team and banner, we created realdgc.com, which has its own groups, forums, grow talk.
That looks like Grandpa do that. That looks like you made, like you said, make dude stoned Uncle Sam look. You
want to get that's exactly how we build the shows. It's been actually really good. Instead of scratching your head as a content creator, Scotty or I will put questions out on the forum and the news feed. Say, hey, help us build the show. We'll get 30 plus comments from people that are on realdgc.com, and it's great information. Some of it's basic, some of it's like, wow, look at what I just learned from this. So that's the best way to be part of it, or help get on the show, ask questions, or ask just not even if you are part of the show, to go ask a question to the community. There's almost 5,000 users now. So you got 5,000 growers to bounce stuff off of.
Oh,
No toxicity. No toxicity either.
It's true. We have bouncers, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, shout out to the community and the mods keeping it. That's amazing to hear 5,000, different people in there sharing. And I assume all different levels from new growers and being in it this long. Are you guys consistently seeing new growers come in on a consistent base, or places like Germany when they go online? Are you seeing these people start to trickle in from all around the world?
Absolutely.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, and seeing even the growers that might be coming on board soon, we preach like, hey, if you think you're going to grow, why not practice going? Go get the 2x2 ACI kit and seriously grow some jalapenos or cilantro or whatever. Get your green thumb. Like,
I'm against that.
Scotty's
yes, I'm like, you want to grow some weed? And I will shout out to AC Infinity. I do believe in y'all. I like y'all. You sponsor our show.
Change the grow game for sure.
And yeah, to be able to get a small 2x4 tent. And here's what y'all change is having that temperature and humidity controller built in. That used to be the biggest pain in the ass about a tent, is trying to monitor the environment inside it. When you can tell people, spend, I don't know what they are, $700-800. If you're under $1,000, you can get yourself a nice 2x4 setup, seeds, buckets, soil, everything you need, and follow a recipe, man, and then go from there and go start experimenting.
Friggin' right. Big shout out to AC Infinity. If you stay to the end of the show, guys, you're going to have a chance to win some AC Infinity products, or better yet, some gift cards, as well as a VPD gun. And we got some community highlights going. Community is very important to you guys, but it's super important to us too. And we actually do community highlights. We dive into Instagram. We dive into our Discord. We all pick kind of these cool growers that we kind of relate to or we think are neat and cool. And we showcase them on the channel, and then Sid the Kid hooks them up with some cool swag. Now, I don't know if you guys have one on your end, but if you want to kind of search for one real quick while we're all going through, we could add one from your community too if you had somebody you wanted to shout out.
Hey, show that VPD gun, man. That I learned about that an hour ago. That is such a trip, man.
It turns out you got to hold it like this. As soon as you turn it like this, it doesn't work.
No, but the leaf surface temperature. Are you doing having to measure the leaf surface temperature opposed to your ambient temperature for to really get your PPFD or your. Jesus, man. I told you I was high, man.
100%. I know where you're headed. You're 100% right. These are a cool little tool to have in the garden, man. Measure leaf temperature, VPD on your leaves, making sure you're not burning, dialing it in your grow, right? Super smart.
VPD. Got it.
So we're going to give some away.
Did you see
that they dropped? Let's dive into community highlights. This is going to be your chance to take a little puff. Let's roll the video and get her going.
All right.
This is where we'd like to see what you got growing on.
Over on the gram, bro.
That's right, your setup.
Where you grow your plant. We want to see it.
With people tuning in from all over, we'd love to see how you grow.
And then we should be good to go.
We all got different ways of achieving the same goal. Different flavors and effects in mind.
Man, the results I got out of that 2x2 were just amazing.
So hashtag MyACGrow to get your garden featured on the AC Infinity After Dark show.
If you don't know, now you know. It's Charlie, man.
Charlie.
That's pretty good.
That's Budmaster Barry. If you guys haven't met, he hasn't been around in a while. Budmaster Barry. We got to bring him back at some point, I think. Who wants to go first? You guys want to go roll first?
Yeah, take us for
first spin here. Who do we got?
Oh,
look at the cups.
Oh, we don't have audio on you though, Heaven, but I know what she's saying right now. She's saying something.
There we go, sir.
We have Slowpoke Fuego Bud. She is an absolute gem in the community. She is taking it for the ladies here. She got 2 cups at the World Autoflower Cup in Spannabis, and I got to meet her. And I'm obsessed with her, and I think she's like the coolest thing ever. So you guys have to go follow her page. She's growing so amazing. She's winning cups. So
Look at the cups up on the mantle. This is amazing.
Right? Yeah, she was killing it. Super sweet, awesome.
She's from Germany.
Yeah, from Germany. Just
wow.
growing some
literally-
killer autos.
That is beautiful. All those are autos?
Yeah.
Autos, yep.
Autos, and just the walking, living version of just a perfect example of the community. So nice, loving, caring, sharing in every single way. We've got to connect at the Spannabis recently, the one before that, and then also obviously at the Mary Jane Berlin. Very talented grower. Huge shout out Slowpoke. Good choice, Evan.
Yeah, I love her.
Gosh.
You have to go follow her. If you don't
Yeah,
follow
make sure
her,
you guys
you're sleeping.
Go drop a follow. I think Norma G put the link to the gram in there. And then for me, I chose Grow Space Haven. New on the gram. But
Holy shit, go to that big girl there. That's one plant.
Looks to be an experienced grower
Look at
and
that.
a bong ripper.
Love
So
it.
huge fans of that.
PWC, huh?
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
Great. We always wanted to try that method, but we have not yet. But looks
It's
like
fun.
they're doing very well.
Oh, he's got the new AI controller dialed in over there.
Oh, a good time lapse.
Oh,
I love
love
a good
time lapse.
Dang, dude.
Isn't it so cool to see a time lapse of cannabis plants?
Oh,
Yeah.
look at that.
I love the night shots too.
Oh,
These are
man.
great.
Grow Space definitely killing it, and not that many followers. So you guys go show some love. Only 182. Grow Space Haven, and they also have a YouTube. Looks like they're diving into the grows, sharing the grows.
Nice.
Only 5 vids so far, and only 26 subscribers. And we've already subscribed.
We are
so
one of them.
You guys go there, show some love. We know how hard it is to grow and be on YouTube with all
Especially in the cannabis
the
space.
restrictions. Yeah, so
The more
definitely
the-
want to give them a shout out. Dope
Yeah.
stuff.
I love that you pointed that out because the more the merrier, the more YouTube accounts we can follow and see. It's just more genetics we get to see, more techniques, more testing, and you can see they're doing a really good job here. They're already running the monitors in there. Their setups look pro.
Love it.
It ain't all about followers, by the way. I'll say it as a guy that checks his followers, but man, I have a few hundred friends that you're sharing. Just being able to think about all the when you used to text people, be like, "Yeah, look at my harvest."
Yeah.
You have 40 people on there,
The wise words of Banner or web. Yeah, it's not who's in the numbers, or it's not about the amount of numbers, but who's in the numbers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, hands down. I still think the grow community is the best,
The best.
on the internet. Just everyone is so cool and real that we've met so far. It's been amazing to be a part of this awesome community.
Oh, I'm about to slide into those numbers. Joe, what do you got this week?
I actually went over to the Discord. So we've got a Discord, guys, for AC Infinity over here. And down bottom here, you can see my AC grow. So I'll kind of scroll through here, and I'm scrolling through, and I mean, there's fire everywhere. But as I'm scrolling through, this guy right here, this picture just cracked me up, man. It brought me back to my first harvest, and I'm just so excited for him, right? So I search him up. He's got an Instagram, Nerds Grow Club, and you scroll down, the guy's all joy, man. All laughter, all happiness.
Love
and just
it.
beautiful girls dialed in over here. And what I liked about the beginning of the show, Scotty mentioned like a 5x5 tent. What can you do with it? And this guy's showing exactly what you can do in a little space, man. He's got tons of bud. He's sharing it with his buddies. He's obviously high as a kite, happy as hell. And he's harvesting off some bud. You know what I mean? He's got one in the back. It's enough to get you by and roll you through so you can save enough to really upgrade. And then you got 2 tents. Now you got a perpetual grow running. Now you're giving a little bit to your buddies. You're not buying from the government or buying from anybody, and you got clean weed, right? Not only that,
you feel like gas tank?
can't go wrong here, right?
Yeah, dude.
So go give him a follow, man. Fantastic dude. He's always around too. He's in the chat tonight. There he is right there. You always
Nice.
see him over here.
What
And
up,
make sure
man?
you get in that Discord too, guys. We're going to dive in there later tonight, and we're going to take it to the tent and look at some of these AC grows and click on a few guys and show you guys some more stuff here in a bit. But go ahead, Dakota. Who do you got, brother?
I love that one. Shout out to Nerd, by the way, Nerd Grow Club.
He's
That's
good
sick.
shit. He's good
I
shit.
love we're all genetic nerds here. We're all grow nerds at the end of the day, and you just nailed it with that name. And I love the smile on your face with that harvest. Daga DNA was my selection this week. Who's just a beautiful soul. This is a Slovenian grower. We've met at a few of the European events, and his story with the plants itself is just unbelievable. From winning cups to medicine, for his father. Daga is just a real one. And funny enough, having with you picking Fuego Slowpoke, we're starting to see, and what I was asking you guys when you do grow shows, like, are you starting to see Europe kind of trickle in and Germany, and as these people starting to go online and technology get over there, here's the two of them together, taken by nonetheless Candid Kush, and they're going 40 years of arguing. They're just amazing, these two, and to get to see them, we got to test their flowers. Hella good growers. So my selection this week is Daga DNA. Let me see if I can pull up one of his buds, because it's just him with award on awards here.
When we got to meet him in Spain when we were in Barcelona, and everybody, you get there, everybody wants to show you their weed, and so we got there, and I had like 3 or 4 people hand me weed, and I opened his jar, and I was like, definitely smoking this one.
Beautiful
It was good.
well.
Yeah, really good. So shout out to Daga DNA. You got a swag box coming your way with the VPD gun in there, brother. So heck yeah, shout out to you, and great growing.
So good.
Now, I know we put it on you guys last minute, but is there somebody from your community you guys would like to shout out? If you could bring one up, or you guys want to save her for later?
There's a million.
There's a million.
You need to pick one. If you can pick one, we'll add one.
I will shout out the mighty Jay Maestro, okay? Because when we first started, we were doing these shows, and sometimes we would give advice, things that we did, but we didn't know why we did it, so we couldn't explain it very well. And we had the website, and this guy, just Jay Mysterio, would show up and leave these beautiful comments that just helped us really become better growers. And It was him, and I'll have to shout out a guy, JR Token, as well. Both those guys were the first two that really they started that whole kindness of the community and the whole knowledge sharing, and I got to give it up to those two guys.
Well, listen, I know Sid's backstage. Sid's going to hook those two guys up. So if you can, I don't know if your producer has their stuff, he can put it in the private chat. We can share their stuff later, but we're going to hook them up with some swag boxes as well, man. That's awesome. I love the originals, man, because we got so many originals in the chat too, and they come back all the time. One of them even being the producer of this show. Big shout out to Norma G. He's backstage right now, helping out and chilling back there. So let's get back into what you guys got going on, man. A lot of cups and things happening throughout this community highlights and showing things. And we know you guys got a cup coming up, man. Tell us a bit more about that. Where did that come from? How did that get started?
That's one of the reasons I'm in town right now, is just trying to coordinate the cup. And that started, man, we were talking about that just the other day. 8-9 years ago, it went from maybe the first one that really was a competition. We had about 80 people in an art studio in Rhino District.
Oh yeah, you're right.
And that was like, we're trying to find a venue. As some old couple that owned an art studio, they're like, yeah, you could do it here. I think they even did they let us smoke in there too? It was a little bit.
Yeah, but we didn't get invited back, and not because we were bad, but just sometimes the reality of what happens is, it's easier to say. Yes, it was crazy. But man, we hit I think we hit over 500 people last year for our last year's event.
Wow.
Nice.
We got into it.
Home growers competition is the idea behind it, and bringing the community together. It's really cool to see a lot of people within the DGC come from, and when people come from prohibition states, their minds blown. They're like, when are the cops coming? Like, how can you do this? So we typically have 50 plus home entries from home growers that enter, and then everybody that attends is a judge. We give them voting tokens, and it's kind of just a throwdown that day. By the end of the day, the winner's going to be picked however you choose to judge on your own. You can go try all 50. A couple people have done that. Some people that come back year after year, they have their notebook. They make notes on each strain they taste and look at. DGCcup.com, before I forget. But yeah, it's just an awesome event.
And do I get in trouble? Are we allowed to talk about the AC Infinity DAB LOUNGE?
Well, it sounds like Sid says it's going to be bigger than it was before, so you already kind of talked about it. Let's just rock and roll here. What do you got going on?
We're gonna rock, man. We're gonna have this huge building. We're gonna make the AC Infinity Dab Lounge. Grambo, you're in charge of it.
Yeah, I'm going to help out with our buddy Perpicana Kyle and taking tops out here.
Yes.
It's going to be amazing.
Yes. So I don't know, just having fun with it. This is such a joy. Dude takes care of all the heavy lifting, and then I just have wacky ideas. And dude makes them happen, man. So
and the tokens are JR tokens.
they are from the guy.
It's pretty cool. So they're
That's
collectible too.
awesome.
That's awesome, dude. I gotta get to one, man.
And it's also become a spot for genetics. Really, there's people selling clones, seeds, all kinds of trading. We have probably half of our vendors maybe are in that area, and it's really cool to see anybody from just the local neighborhood Colorado breeder that just wants to come and hang out for the day to some of the bigger names. But it's a great place for genetics as well.
Might be some fungus as well. Throwing that out there.
Just the idea that you can go someplace, even the dab bar we're talking about, there's like 50 different flavors. You'll walk up to a table and there will be 50 different jars of this, you know what I mean? It's unbelievable. I guess if you do come from Prohibition Land, but I don't care if you come from Denver, man. It's unbelievable.
Wow. So are you guys just judging flower, or do you guys do the extracts and the rosins and all that stuff?
This year's the first year. There's a hash bash, and so a couple of our good friends that are experts in that arena say, "Hey, you're missing out on a whole nother category." There's a lot of people now that don't even smoke flower, and I'm like, "What?
Right?
Really?"
As you can see there on the website, it's Saturday night is the flower judging competition, unlimited consumption, and then Sunday is the hash bash.
Yes, come see us in Denver, everybody.
Oh, I see it now. Yeah.
Man, you want to get out there.
It sounds outrageous to give unlimited dabs to people, but I love it. It's so awesome.
Don't you get unlimited dabs at your house? I mean, it's
I am literally like when you said people that don't smoke flower. I don't smoke any flower anymore. I'm dabs everything. Everything I grow, I wash now and I press. And for me, man, it's just the most enjoyable experience of consuming this plant. Number one, the high is way different. The flavor is so much more incredible. Now, I do love a joint every now and then, but I am pushing hard towards smoking the cleanest way I possibly can. I fell in love with it, man. It's been my new passion.
I'm 53, man. I don't like having a smoker's hack. You know, I don't smoke cigarettes.
I smoke dirty, ride my bike.
Yeah.
One's canceling out the other, or it equals out somehow.
But you'll smoke a bowl. You will corner a bowl and get high from it. Dude's got a completely different tolerance.
To be fair, we were talking earlier. Also, some people, sometimes an eighth can last me a week. Right? How much do you smoke? So it's, I just love to smoke flower, but I don't smoke a ton. I'm not, certain times during the day. So that's relevant as well.
As much as it's easy to be like, oh, you don't smoke as much as me. Dude, the fact that you can get high off half a bowl is freaking, I'm kind of envious of that.
I don't know much, but I do know I'd be going for the 2-day. I'm going in for both. I got to see what's going on in both them worlds right there. And it just looks like a blast. I seen Untrained Astronauts video from last year, and obviously a lot of social posts from every time you guys did it. It just looks packed, and just the happiest, funnest stoners all sharing what they love to do.
So we'll hook it up for the live audience. If anybody wants to kick it over there, coupon code Moonlander will give you 15% off.
Whoa, man! You're doing it. I was going to do the 5% off, and just for these guys.
Oh, you guys hit us up. Don't buy tickets if you're coming. Hit us up. But yeah, it's great. The location's absolutely beautiful. It's a great way if you haven't been to Colorado to experience what Colorado's like.
Yeah, I need that.
I'm coming in. Come on!
I'm coming in.
You need to go back.
That's sick.
So your guys' show has been around for a long time. Like you said, you have a hard time. Well, not a hard time, but you guys bring in the community to give you questions, things like that. But you also bring a guest on live too. Like if people are in Denver, can they come by and smoke with you guys? Like how do they get in on this show? I see people there getting whacked all the time.
Most of the time, we'll know them from Instagram, or we'll meet them somewhere, or we'll try to meet somebody. But yeah, I mean, you know how that stuff works these days. It's never been easier to make friends with people, right?
Oh, especially if you got weed, man. Especially if you got weed.
That's so true. Yeah, good weed. But
my neighbor Tommy's here all the time, man. He just hangs out here and smokes all my weed all the time. He does a lot of work while he's here, but as long as I pay him in rosin, he's ready to rock and roll.
My weed's too strong for my neighbor. My neighbor come over, he got any of this shit that killed Elvis. That's what he calls my weed. Yeah.
So you guys mentioned that you guys have genetics at this show too, and you guys are growing. Is there any specific genetics that like people can grow along with you? Because I know like our community, people really want to grow what we're growing or what Dakota's growing or High Again. Do you guys like grow specific cultivars like as a group or and follow those through, anything like that?
Scotty definitely does. For me, I was doing two different things. I like to pop beans to have, different stash, to have a variety for myself and see different phenotypes. But the other side of me, I used to grow to make money. I used to grow one clone for uniform canopy and ultimate control and weight. And I still like that challenge. I got a buddy up in Canada on the legacy market. So every once in a while, he'll give me a cut and be like, this is absolute fire. He goes and buys them from the market. And he's like, you should grow this out. And I kind of like the challenge, like you just said, since I know he's growing the exact same cut, I want to grow it too. Because I feel like I get competitive. I want to be like, and it's fun to compare at the end. So, and if you are growing, to try and be able to have a uniform canopy or a product that's going out, then you do want to grow uniform from one clone, if you will.
I'm the least creative, man. I just wait to see who wins the DGC Cup. And then I
I would say though the Cherry Paloma has kind of become an icon of the dude grows lore.
That's what I would say.
Once again, another shout out to JR Token. He's the keeper of the cut of this specific Cherry Paloma we've all grown.
Well, that's what I see happens around the communities. Like Dakota found this really cool genetic. Now we're all kind of dabbling in it and trying it, and then he's crossing it with other things, and then I find the community kind of just rallies around it, and they all want to see how's this going to perform in my room. And you get different results too, right? If you're growing in Canada or you're growing in Colombia, the environment's different, everything's different. It's kind of neat to see them kind of come out on top. I love to see it.
I'd like to hear about this. The Cherry Paloma for a second. Sorry, I just heard Cherry Paloma. I freaked out because that's one. That's raw genetics, right?
Yes, that is, man.
Okay,
that's our homie
I
Brad.
got a story about
Shout out, Brad.
You need a cut? We can get you a cut.
I got one of the Cherry Paloma crosses, and I'm going through. I think it's called Pink Paloma, and it's the Cherry Paloma cross to the Z Pie. And I've grown a few things from raw, but I seen that it stood out to me, and I had seen a bunch of this Cherry Paloma online. It was probably some of this winter cut stuff. I got to get down and try that base after doing my test here. So how did that hunt go, or who originally found that cut? You said that was JR Token?
That was JR. Hey, but can I just shout out to Brad from Raw Genetics, because I freaking love how I met that guy. Maybe like 10 years ago, I had a buddy that had this giant, not commercial, warehouse grow. And he was like, man, there's something going on. I can't figure it. I can't figure it out. I think it was 100 lighter. And he goes, come on, I'll take you over there. I take him over, and Brad from, pre-Raw Genetics, but Brad is sitting on a 5-gallon bucket making clones. And I'm like, hey, what's up? Good to meet you. Where's your team? And he goes, I'm it. And I'm like, you got one guy running 100 lighter. I'm going, I'm going to tell you, that's your problem, man. But he was such a hard worker. And through doing that, through just managing crazy amounts of lights and crazy amounts of plants, he was able to, keep himself going and become a legitimate breeder. And because he had this other job, this other gig, he was able to take his time and do it right. And he had access to such good genetics. So I am a huge Raw Genetics fan, not only for the quality, but for the person behind it.
Oh, wicked. Yeah, thanks for sharing that. I feel like it's something everyone needs to dabble through at some point. You see yourself some Raw Genetic terps. He really does some great work. So it was cool to hear that. I started to dig in and dive deep on that Cherry Paloma, but I got excited.
Well, come to the cup. I got about 50 clones. I have to grow the same stuff. I have Real Growers. I make give myself a shout out. Recharge, Real Growers Recharge, a soil micro product. And then Grow Dots are only a few years I've been doing them. And that is an all-in-one slow release fertilizer. So I'm always playing with, that's the new baby. So I'm always playing with different rates of it but I got to keep only one, or change one variable at a time. So for the past long time, enough to get made fun of, I've just been growing Cherry Paloma. It's a constant for me. Yeah. So you guys want any? I switched to emergency recently, but it is one of those things. Dude, you're right about the whole uniformity.
Yeah, for sure.
What are some other standout strains over the years that you guys have come across that really kind of shocked you?
I like the sativa highs, if you will, even though there's still debate in my head about true sativa or hybrids or this is indica, this is sativa. But if I'm going to go with that, Sweet Island Skunk or Island Sweet Skunk, I've heard it called both ways. That's probably the one I grew out the longest. It was a great, like, start your day for me, energetic. I'm going to make cleaning the house fun. So I really love that strain. And to continue on with that sativa-esque, Orange Gasm from Irie Genetics is another strain that I really dug on. But I did learn about, like, markets, if you will, up in, British Columbia, Vancouver, probably the most established, one of the legacy markets there is.
It's all about the terps, man.
So I was like, I'm going to grow. I got another DGC in Canada. Had some Orange Gasm cuts that he's like, dude, these do really good for me. Oh, we got some. Like, all right, you're giving these clones thumbs up. He sent me a few. I cloned them all out. I filled the whole room, like a 5x12 room, and excited to have a ton. And had a little extra to give to my buddy to get rid of. And he's like, no, this market doesn't like this. They don't
like orange terps, man.
Well,
sorry, it's all about baby poop now.
Just like he's like, it's gotta be heavy. It's got to be heavy gas. It's got, maybe this was just his customer base, but it is when you're in an established old school market, man. You do got to know what you're doing with strains, and there's a lot more expectation on what it's going to do for them, medicinally or not.
Remember when you're young and you're just like to get beer?
Oh,
could have been any beer. Milwaukee's Best Schlitz.
Meister
and once
Raw.
you got your once you got your ID, you can walk in and get 50 kinds of beer at the beer store. All of a sudden, everything changed, right?
Good analogy. I'll take it.
Thank you very much.
Listen, guys, we got to take it to the tent. We got to bring it into the Discord, and we got to start looking at a couple grows here. So I'm going to bring it up. We'll start. We won't even scroll that far because this guy's already killing her here. Token. This guy, look at this. 4 plants in that little room, man. He's filling that bathroom.
Yeah. What is that?
5 gallons or 7 gallons?
It's a little 5x5 tent.
You say in a bathroom? You threw that in a bathroom?
No, that's not in a bathroom. That's in a grow tent.
Yes, I thought you said you threw the grow tent. I got an extra, like my kid moved out. Nobody goes upstairs into her room anymore, so I should make it a grow, right?
Yeah.
Another grow.
I know you think about it.
Yeah.
But then you're like, why? This is just old school thought process.
There's a tent in the shower.
Ooh, mango runs. Look at that.
One of the guys that wanted to shout out with this guy right here, he's growing the mango runs.
Zero
tolerance
tolerance
is awesome.
Oh my gosh, she's always
But look at this cool pic that he just posted in here today or the other day. I'm gonna scroll down here and show you. He's doing macro photography and he caught a gnat on his plant. Look at the gnat.
Wow.
What?
That's beautiful. Beautiful.
Wow. Isn't that trippy? I kind of want them on my plants if they look that cool, but I don't want them on my plants. You know what I'm saying?
Got great legs.
It adds a little terp to the smoke.
Yeah.
Scroll up and see them roots. He had some roots, man.
Oh yeah, let's go look at those.
They were pearly white, man. Just back from the dentist.
Whoa. How does that make you feel when you see that?
You.
Scotty looks like that. He immediately tells you that guy's using recharge for sure. He 100% using recharge.
That's gorgeous. I'll just shout out to soil microbes in general. I've grown for I don't know how many years, but a whole shitload of years. And I used to have to chase all sorts of problems. I would do deep water culture. I would do all these complex ways of growing that really weren't how plants have been adapted to grow for however many millennia. And then once I started using cocoa core, and then I started using soil microbes. Anything from the first thing was just cutting my core with earthworm castings, making 10-15%. That would enrich the soil, and it definitely gives you these buffers. These microbes hang out all on those roots, and it's this buffer, it's this coating between the roots and the soil, and that's where all the nutrient exchange happens. And the microbes want to live, and the plant wants to live, and it's a symbiosis to keep each other alive. Man.
Yeah, we were just jiving earlier. Think about how that microbes made me think about how your gut works.
It does. It works with microbes.
Your microflora, and it's like same as in the grows. And it makes growing easier. Literally, that changed. I don't want to go deep, but it changed my pH headache game.
Grambo.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of buffers.
Yeah. I don't literally when you say you throw your pH pen away, like if you balance in your microbes for real, I haven't pH'd in 5 years minimum.
Wow.
Look at this setup here. This guy is going to max this room out with solo cups on some sort of watering base.
Oh,
Unbelievable.
Jesus. That's
Oh,
plant
look at that.
abuse, man.
Yeah.
See how
Rocket
tall and
flag.
skinny they are, though?
Is he trying to cheat in the solo cup challenge? He just hooks it up to a
Well, I think he's going to bring them. Like, look where his scrogs are. Maybe he's going to bring those down, but interesting. We'll have to check back on this on a later episode.
I think solo cup challenge cheating or creativity.
It's like riding a bike in a race. Come on, what are you doing?
Curiosity for me. I've been wanting to try something like that for a minute. I just want to see something big grow in a small cup, but like automated feeding. That looks nuts.
Big plant in a little cup. I like it. I like where it's going.
Tons of cool growers over there, guys. Make sure you go check them out. And here's the new thing, too. We wanted to let you guys know. They do have hats available now. Everybody wanted hats. They do have hats now. You can come up over with your point system. You can get hats. You can get these hoodies.
You get
You can get t-shirts. You can finally get AC Infinity merch, which all of us have wanted for so long. All you got to do, guys, is when you buy stuff, you actually get points. Check your account. You probably have some points in there, and you can pick up some of this cool merch. So pretty cool way to get that. Let's dive back into you guys, though, real quick. So I got a few people that they haven't been to a cup before, and they're asking my advice on a cup, but I haven't been to a cup either. So if there's some people that are a little bit timid to go to the DGC Cup, what's some things they should know before they get there? As for like booking hotels and things like that, is there a group where they can kind of come in and facilitate that a little better?
As far as hotels and whatnot, I mean, act quick. Fort Collins is a pretty busy town to stay in. Days in, and Fort Collins is kind of a DGC go-to spot. They kind of know the crew comes there sometimes.
They let you smoke.
As far as the event, like we say, like event, not rules, but suggestions. Like people toss around a lot of edibles. Don't take those home with you.
It's true, man.
Enjoy smoking.
Yes,
if you're not for me,
advice.
like I know my dab limits, so I'm a half of a half dab. I'm a quarter of a dab guy.
What does that mean?
Yeah. And basically for me, I don't want to get, because I've been there where if I take a big inhale of a dab, like I'll get anxiety, I can get paranoid, especially during an event weekend if I'm coordinating it.
You remember though, dude comes up to me last event. He goes, "Scott, are you all right?"
Your eyes.
I looked at my eyes. I was like, "I'm good, man. I'm the way I'm supposed to be, man."
Oh,
Concerning,
man. But also know, some people have that fear of, well, what if I get too high? You're in the safest place for that to happen, and you're around the most like-minded crowd of cool people.
Yeah.
I think there is an association that if you get too high or whatever, it's nice to be outside. The event is outside. I mean, it's covered under a huge tent, but if you want to go step away and see a beautiful view of some mountains or a lake or whatever, like you're good to go. So those are just some first tips I remember.
Yes.
That's
Don't be the fifth dab standing up. Might be a good.
Dab standing up is good too. And then also too, on top of that, I mean, for you guys, man, you guys are obviously doing this. It brings you some joy. What's your guys' favorite part of these events for you guys being there?
Meeting the people. When somebody says to me, even in the comments, "Yo, you really helped me become a better grower," or sometimes they'll say, "Yo, man, I had to have surgery and I was stuck in the hospital. I listened to like 14 of your episodes." Dude,
it's going
that
like
feels great, man. Helping people get through, even if it's just getting through the day, man.
I don't want to go too deep. We're live, but if it's somebody come up to me that was a vet that had PTSD issues, is like, I already wrote my suicide note. I found this show. I found a community, and just wanted to shake my hand, like Scotty's saying, like meeting people and hearing the stories. And it wasn't just because of our show; it was because people in the community and people that were showing them how to handle things potentially with mushrooms or cannabis or this or that. The medical stories are amazing. People that are using cannabis to help with different things that are on to get off of it. Like, I don't want to go too specific with some things live with YouTube stuff, but regardless, all the stories that come through.
Yeah. We don't have to get specific at all, but so many people have used cannabis to get off really destructive things, whether it's
I like it. There you
drinking or opioids, but then they call it California sober. But I've just heard so many of those stories. So
I don't like that term. I don't know why.
I know it is a little much, right?
It's just too geographic. So, like
that's how the kids say it. Yeah. Of a Bocatino, I'm California sober. But yeah, man.
We're going to get some giveaways going. We got some giveaways to give away. We got 5 of them.
Giveaways.
We got to get a keyword. Go ahead, Norma G. Get a keyword in there, brother. Dude. Keyword dude, guys. Put it in once. If you spam the chat, guys, it doesn't give you more entries. You just got to put it in the one time. And 3 people already came in. First thing they said, dude, they're entered.
Rambo, enter for us.
Man, there's a lot of DGC in here, man. Very cool.
And
Cat Cannabis.
I was going to say, shout out to Cat. We see you. Chat corrected me. They're like, don't forget Nice Guy Kenny. And don't forget about One-Eyed Cat.
That's what's fun about the internet is you can find a guy, One-Eyed Cat Cannabis, who's good at commenting and hire him to work for you.
Yeah, Scotty's good at that.
I don't even know his birth name. I just call him Cat.
You hired Guru out of the comments. You hired Maestro out of the comments.
Hire out of the comments.
Make sure you comment. They might be working it for you.
So while that populates out, I just noticed this, guys, on the website. It's kind of like breaking news for me. Anytime something new comes out, have you guys seen this yet? Let me share my screen. Is it?
Oh, you mean this?
Yeah, you can throw it up. I got it up.
You have to remove the other one first.
Oh.
There you go. Now you can.
Boom! Who can pronounce this one?
Peristaltic pump. Yeah, it's a little dosing pump that's just going to pull out a tiny. So you can put that. I know what that is, man. You put that right in. Say it again.
Sorry.
You put that right in your concentrated nutrient solution, right? And then it will pre-dilute, or at least that's what we use them for, is pre-diluting. What are you guys using it for?
That's exactly what it's for.
That's genius. Yeah, Scotty, take us through a little walkthrough then. So you would take this in your nutrients, like would each concentrate get one of these, and then that would be, I need 60 mils of this, I need 30 of this, 40 of this, and in order to dose up your tank, essentially?
Yeah, and it does the way it works. It's super precise where it'll deliver a super precise amount. Normally a pump turns on,
right?
And it runs for a little bit, and then maybe a float turns it off. This thing's super precise with every burst. It'll turn. It'll give you a real specific delivery of because it's concentrated nutrient. So these things are super cool. You guys are all right. AC Infinity is all right.
I have a hand watering fetish. I'm not down.
No, but this is for if you're doing something big time commercial.
Maintaining a res, right? Like even if you're doing a 50-gal trash can or a barrel, like this would be useful.
Yeah.
I didn't even know it was a fetish until you brought it up, man. I think I've got the same fetish. I water with a fucking juice jug, an apple juice jug.
There is something really valuable. I mean, I water every day in my cocoa about being at every plant site. Granted, this isn't feasible on a scale up. I have 12 plants, but I see everyone every day. I'm going to notice problems if they come.
I check in from Costa Rica, man. I'm like, dude, this system's cool, man. I've been away for a week, man. Plants look great.
Yeah. That's cool that they're really trying to come out with all this stuff that will integrate and tie together. I also saw they just dropped a moisture meter the other day for like monitoring your moisture in your cocoa or soil or whatever. You can actually, you can even bury it deep and like use it has like you can unscrew it from a shaft or you can bury it and then use the shaft as like a watering tube to get down into the roots, the moisture meter.
Come on, but let's give some good advice here, man. You should always be lifting your pots up and you should understand your moisture by weight.
By weight, yeah. That's how we started too. Just like you just be able to tell, like, is it dry?
Yeah.
That's the first thing you should learn.
Exactly.
I agree.
I'm all for it, but yes, buy moisture meters.
We got some more people rolling in here. We got 410, 733. And guys, listen, tons of you are helping us out. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe. There's a lot of cool stuff coming to this channel in the next, 6 to 10 months. Every single month, things are dropping. New videos, new products. It's an exciting time, really, to be growing with AC Infinity. They're changing the game. You said it earlier. They changed it just with being able to control your environment. And now they're really giving us the ability to be a pro grower in your home, produce some of the best cannabis you're ever going to smoke, right? So it's game changing.
Just somebody leaning in, trying to make a buck. They came in with really good gear. I've seen other people come in with different lights or this or that. And I believe AC Infinity was established in HVAC for homes and electrical equipment and cabinet cooling and all that stuff. But man, I was sold when I hooked up my first fan, and I was like, is it going? Is it? And then like just the understanding buttons that give you your light cycle super easy, 8-speed fan that I can have. Hey, I really don't need to. It used to be when my fan kicked on, I have to evacuate my tent at the max speed. The walls sucked in, and it was loud as hell. So or I had to buy a separate piece of equipment, like a fan speed controller that may or may not be compatible with the fan motor and all these different things. So just simplified the grow game.
I remember the first I had a loud can fan, and my mom came to my house. I was like maybe 23. I was growing in the room, and I thought she couldn't smell it. And then the fan kicks on like periodically to clear the air and suck it out. And it was the most awkward.
What was your excuse?
It was done. She left me a note that says you can fool some of the people some of the time, but you can't fool mom.
That's phenomenal. Let's get a few of these running, Norma G. Go ahead and get the first giveaway going. And when you win, guys, just make sure you email giveaways@acinfinity.com. Just screenshot your YouTube account. Send it over and see if we'll get you hooked up.
Same for all the community highlights earlier. Roby won.
Roby won.
Let's go.
Won.
Congrats, fam.
Roby won.
Just
Kenobi.
won.
What are they getting? VPD? They getting the VPD gun and a stag box, I believe.
Pew-pews.
Sid's going to hook them up. All you got to do is email your account. You guys are going to get hooked up from Sid the Kid. Let's do another one here. We got 5 minutes left. Let's roll another one. One more time, guys. When's the cup? What's the date on it?
The weekend of June 7th. So the main event is Saturday.
Fire.
And Sunday's the hash bash. But June 7th, I believe it's the first weekend. And it's definitely the first weekend in June.
Ain't putting no pressure on you, but y'all should come, man.
I got to get to Denver for sure. That's where it is, right, Denver?
Denver. Yeah, Longmont.
I got to get
A
there,
little
man.
bit north of Denver, or near Longmont, in between Longmont and Fort Collins.
I feel like you guys are ahead of the game there. You guys are ahead of all of us where we all want to be. I'm in Canada, man. We can still only legally grow 4 without a license. Now, I'm fortunate enough to have a license to grow more, but with 4 plants, you can't really get by. And then the product itself is super expensive. Where you guys, you can get a lot of nice hash in Denver for a good price.
Are you sure? I thought the 4 was in BC was a guide. Can
I thought
say
it was
that
a
live?
suggestion too.
It definitely is a suggestion for sure, I guess. Allegedly it's a suggestion. Yeah.
Honestly, I was just in America though. It used to be probable cause to be able to, if your house smelled like weed, the cops could say, I smell weed, I'm getting a warrant coming on in. It's not that case anymore because you can grow, even if you can just grow 6 plants or 3 plants, it just gives them, it gives you a defense, So I think that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Let's roll another one here. We got BX winning that last one. We got 3 more. This one and 2 more.
3 more, yeah.
More.
There we go.
Oop.
When's the next live show? You guys got some live shows coming up over on your channel?
It's periodic. Sometimes we go live. It's not in our regular schedule, but it is definitely fun to interact with the chat. Is one reason that's great. Like you guys are hooking people up right now. But yeah, we don't have a live schedule, if you will.
Adirondack. Grow. Love that.
We have too many edits. We got to edit Scotty way too much.
Yeah.
Love it. Some regulars tonight. Go ahead and roll her again.
But the regular show, it's every Wednesday at 4:20 Mountain Time, and every Saturday at 9 a.m. Mountain Time.
Nailed it. Oh, that's sick.
WB growers.
Congrats, WB.
The
Email
puppy.
out.
Bunch of puppy owners tonight, too.
Look at
Hot
that.
and puppies, they go hand in hand. Nothing better than getting high and just patting your dog.
We got a new pup today.
Hear that, Grambo?
On the gram. What a cutie.
Y'all's my dog. Y'all's my dog.
And we got one more, last one. Go ahead and roll her.
I guess.
Who it gonna be?
It's going to be.
Who we got?
No way. It's Steve Height.
Steve Height.
Steve Height.
Boy.
Congratulations.
You guys,
Right?
shoot an email to giveaways@acinfinity.com. Don't forget, guys, you can come back after the stream is over, drop a comment to be entered to win a $100 gift card. where they'll randomly select out of the comments. So definitely some more chances to win.
And then when you do send that email, make sure that you have a screenshot of your YouTube account, an address, wherever you want your stuff shipped. And so just let us know that, make sure you have your shirt size in there too.
You can head over to Dakota's channel. He just dropped a couple videos that have giveaways in them. I've got giveaways in my latest videos. Same with High Again. And then you guys, you just dropped a video. What's it on over on your YouTube? What's the video you just premiered tonight?
Grambo?
Not a clue.
We're
The reason since I'm visiting in town, we've recorded 2 short videos, it's just been a lot of recording, so you have to forgive the memory.
Yeah. You have any idea what it was about, Grambo?
I got it right here, man. It was
He's looking.
Okay.
We were there.
Oh, it was Cannabis
We were all
Myths.
there.
It was
2
Cannabis
days ago.
Myths. Yes,
1
yes.
hour ago, man. Cannabis Myths.
Oh yeah, that was. We were doing advice, like the best and worst advice that you can give a grower. And a beginner grower and an advanced grower we did, because there's some bad advice you can get. And then there's some gems out there, man. Less is more, bro.
One of the best pieces of advice was, no matter how long you've been growing or what you're doing, is to keep asking people for advice.
Yep.
Keep learning from
Yep.
everybody else.
Keep
Visit
trying
grows. Don't think you're perfect. You have it dialed. You can always keep learning in this game.
I love that.
I love to end on that
is the
note.
best advice.
It might be the best advice ever, guys. Thanks for watching AC Infinity After Dark. We'll see you guys on the next one. Make sure you subscribe to these fellas. For new growers, advanced growers, in a really, really tight-knit community, man. Head over and subscribe. See you guys on the next one.
Thanks, everybody.
Have a great night.
Take her easy, all y'all.